Just checking in. Put in a new throttle and neutral. What is this? This is I guess it's just really simple. New forward and reverse and throttle levers or controls. This piece is like 1,200 bucks. I broke this handle, and because it's cast underneath the plastic, it was not something you can necessarily weld because you have the slide in here, the spring-loaded slide to disengage. So I dealt with it for a few years with no handle. I was still able to operate the forward and reverse function or feature or necessity essentially, and the throttle was always fine. But I went on ahead and took this out, the old one out, put a new one in. It's a few things you got to do. Obviously, you have to hook up the fly-by-wire for your forward reverse selector, and then of course your throttle wire. Mine didn't come with the throttle cable holder. That was riveted on the old one, so I drilled that off and used the brace, and I had to find small enough nut and bolt set to work for that. As far as installing this, those are two things you have to do: hook the wires back up and then plug in the neutral switch, and that was it. Was there anything else? Yeah, I had to fasten the throttle cable to the hole that the throttle sits in. At the end of the cables it has the stopper, so you have to put that stopper in and then lock it in, and then screw the brace onto the actual frame of the throttle itself, and the holes are already drilled for it. Same thing with the selector here. I had to screw in a brace that holds the cable to the frame, and then put the selector pin in its spot and slide the locking mechanism back, and then put my 4 bolts in. Removing the old one, I snapped a couple of heads off, so it is what it is, and that's going to be for this brace here. So once I orient this correctly, and I'll bend it to make sure it's flat, because I don't like that. Well, actually I have to figure out everything first, and then once I do that I'll bend it up first or bend it back into shape. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, it's gonna go with this on there. So I'll go ahead and finish putting this together, but I just want to update you guys. I did it so quickly, and I like to make the best quality videos I can, and sometimes I just don't have the setup to really bring you the content to the level that I think you need or want to see it at. But I don't mind kind of showing and explaining certain things that I saw. Again, this is like a $1,200–$1,300 piece. If you're looking for one, I can probably get you one. If you want my broken one, I'll sell it to you or something like that. The only thing is that this came off, and I still have that piece actually. I have the piece, you can see there's the part that mounts to the I guess this would be the rest of the handle, or the mount that the handle sits on. And so if you wanted and you thought that you could, because this pops out, and then you can release this piece and then weld it back to where it broke off at. And if you want to try that and sand it down and get it right, that's purely up to you. I'm willing to sell that perfectly working throttle setup control. But if you have any questions, of course, comment on the video. I go through my emails, I'll see it, I'll respond to you. If you want to reach me quicker, Google Sea-Doo Repair in Houston, Texas, and my shop will show up. Sea-Doo Repair and Maintenance, and we'll go ahead and get you taken care of.